Hello, everybody. Welcome along. My name is Benjamin Bloom. This is the Benjamin Bloom Football Channel. Please leave your bias at the door and join us for yet another Championship preview and prediction show. Round 17. Don't worry, you've got an international break coming up. We know how much you all love those, but one more round of Championship fixtures before that indeed does happen. And we're going to go through every single game and try and predict the results. As you can see, we are partnered as ever by Betfair and Football 365. And if you really want to enhance your experience on the preview show, you know what you need to do. Head over to football365.com. Have a look across the top there. Next to where it says Championship, you will find the Championship Predictor game where you can plug in the results. All you have to do is sign up with your email over there at Football 365. And get yourself on that leaderboard. We've got some pretty skilled people who watch our channel over here up at the top of that leaderboard as well. So good luck with that. With every game, our friends at Betfair will give you the odds for whatever prediction you make or I choose to make throughout the show. So you can add a little tipple to your weekend's football as ever. Please gamble responsibly. 18 plus only. BeGambleAware.org. Let me know if you can see me, hear me loudly and clearly. We're going to get into the action imminently. Let's just say a quick thank you to our fan sponsors. That's the Donovan brothers, second year running, sponsoring the preview show for them. They sponsor in memory of their dad, Dennis, and their brother, Mike, both sorely missed. Cheering on Millwall from above. Thank you once again to the Donovan brothers. Please stick with us throughout the show. Let us know your predictions for each and every game. If you could do me a little tiny favour here, if you're watching now, whichever platform you're watching on, hit the like button, Facebook, YouTube or Twitter. And please do hit subscribe. We're 19,800, so close to the fabled 20,000 mark now. Please go ahead and hit subscribe. And if you want to support financially, you can do via Super Chat and Super Stickers. Just hit that dollar button next to where you leave your comments. The most important thing is to leave your comments, have your say, make your predictions. And there is our running order. Let's say hello to some people in the chat. Napper's mum, David, Ewan, Damien, Catherine, Simon, Martin, Connor, QPR Forever, FFC, Robert, Anis, Stephen, Jimmy, MRR, Purple Bungalow, Jay, Fulham 1958, Eugene, Kate, Tom from Edensay, Wayne, Dan, Mr. Testosterone, Mike, Blazing Aqua. I'd love to have composed that intro, by the way. Look, hey, you people moaning about the running order, get your team higher up the league. Don't moan at me, moan at your team. The higher up the table, the quicker you'll get your team done in the show. So your issue is not with me moaning Birmingham fans in the chat. It is with your club. Sam as well, welcome. LTFC fan and Harrison. Right, let's get into it so we can silence these moaning Birmingham fans in the chat. Robert and Jay, I can see you. And crack on with game number one, which is Bournemouth v Swansea. Get me your detailed thoughts in or a very simple prediction. Bournemouth, draw or Swansea. Bournemouth, draw or Swansea. This one should be a good little matchup, shouldn't it? Bournemouth have now lost their undefeated streak. They lost that against Preston in midweek. They've still got a ridiculously good points total, 37 in 16 games. Swansea look good. They are trending very nicely upward. And Bournemouth was not only the big undefeated streak to go in midweek. Coventry's went at the hands of Swansea, that home record. So Swansea are in decent nick. Look, obviously the table goes in Bournemouth's favour. The form is tighter. Bournemouth are the second best team in the league at the moment. Swansea are the third best team. Not much in it. Home and away there is. Bournemouth are the fourth best home team. Swansea are the sixth best away team. And Bournemouth, as you can imagine, rank in that top six for both goals, most goals scored and fewest goals conceded. And, of course, much higher in the XG table than Swansea are. So the question really is, Are Bournemouth going to be affected by losing the undefeated streak? And can form play a part in this? And can Swansea's wave at the moment be ridden down at Bournemouth? Get your predictions in, please, or your detailed thoughts. Bournemouth draw, Swansea. Bournemouth draw, Swansea. And let's see what you lot are saying down here in the chat. Where will we start? Let's start right here with OJ, draw. Catherine, away. Bournemouth for Dan, draw. Draw from Chris, draw from Martin. Swans there, happy with a draw, says Connor, a realistic Swansea fan. 2-2 says Harrison. Cherries for Jake. Another 2-2 for LTFC. For Kate, a draw. QPR forever. Lots on the draw here. 2-1 Swans with injuries. I think that's 2-1 to Bournemouth. Swans with injuries. Away for Ross. Bournemouth. A 2-2 there. Let's try and get all of these clicked on the screen at least, if not read. Nervy Swans prediction. This will be the measure of how far the development has come. Yep, and it's the best team in the league on paper, Bournemouth, isn't it? Some more for a draw. Let's keep scrolling down there. Damien absolutely buzzing for this one. Cheering the boys on. 1-1 draw. Lots of you on the draw. Paul at the bottom there, 3-1 Bournemouth. That's the last one we'll do on that one. Now, I am going to not go with the form, the short-term form. I'm going to go with the whole of the season form, and I think we're going to get a Bournemouth bounce back in this one. We'll see what Swansea are made of. We'll see what Bournemouth are made of, but I am going to go home to start us off. I'm going to go with a home win, Bournemouth to bounce back. I think the likes of Pirro and Patterson can get Swansea on the score sheet. We'll stick a 1 on there, but give me Billing and Solanke over Patterson and Pirro at the moment. I'll go for 2-1 to Bournemouth in that one. And Betfair will give you 7-1 on that one over at betfair.com. Let's move this along. And up next, Peterborough versus Fulham. Peterborough versus Fulham. Sorry, I just laugh at the mere idea of Fulham at the moment and the amount of goals they're scoring. Get me your detailed thoughts in, or just a simple Peterborough draw or Fulham. Peterborough draw or Fulham. I mean, what else do you say about Fulham's attack at the moment? A plus, I think, 29 on the goal difference after 16 games and 43 goals scored with the incredible Mitrovic on 19 goals himself in just 16 games. It was 7-0 for Fulham in midweek. Yes, Blackburn had a man sent off. I suppose the narrative for getting behind Peterborough is their home form is reasonably decent. And the sort of home form, look, their home form is 15th best in the division. However, they're in 20th. So it's the sort of thing that might be able to sandwich the gap. But it's 20th versus 2nd, 17th in the form table versus 1st in the form table. Fulham the best in the league at the moment. The second best away record versus the 15th best home record. And this is probably the most worrying one. Fulham have scored 43. Peterborough have conceded 31. Let me double check my numbers. Is that the worst in the league? Yes. It's the best attack versus... Oh, sorry, I don't like that terminology. Let me rephrase. The team with the most goals scored versus the team with the most goals conceded. The XG has Fulham top and Peterborough 23rd. What can they do to stop Mitrovic and Wilson and co? Get your predictions in. Peterborough draw or Fulham. Let's see what you lot think over here in the chat. Let's start here. Here we go. I will tolerate huge score predictions for Fulham after they scored 7 the other day. So there's a 6, 3-1. Fulham got 4-0, 3-1 away. Fulham. Posh, there you go. Pull out that joker. By the way, play your joker. You've got to play your 0-0 as well at some point. We need to see this at some point. And we also need to see this at some point as well. So you've got to play, although we didn't have a 0. I tell you what, we didn't have a 0-0 in midweek. Maybe you should have to play 2 0-0s to make up for midweek now. Fulham by 3, 1-0 Fulham, 4-1 Fulham away, 3-1 Fulham. Another Mitro hat-trick. The odds are getting shorter and shorter and shorter. Already 2 this season. 5-0 Fulham. Fulham comfortable. Fulham, most conceded vs most scored 0-0. There you go. Pull out your 0-0 if you want. Fulham. Mitro not to score. You do have to play your joker for Mitro not to score at the moment. Yes, I agree with that. 5-3 Fulham. Everyone's gone big in on Fulham, as you can imagine. So you know what the Championship is going to give us. They'll give us a home win here, won't they? Should be Fulham easily, but we sabotage ourselves at times. Well, we will see. Look, I can't go against Fulham after scoring 43 goals in 16 games, can I? Look, I know they lost to Blackpool. I know they lost to Reading. Who else they lose to? Coventry as well, didn't they, this season? But they looked fantastic last couple of games. 5 wins on the trot for Fulham. I make it 6 away. And you'd have to, be backing Fulham over 2 goals probably. So I'm going to plug in 3. Another 3 for Fulham, which means probably another one for Mitro. Let's go 3-1. The Posh aren't terrible in front of goal. Are they 17 for them? They do score at a rate of over a goal per game. You'll get 9-1 on Fulham to win that one. 3-1 and move up to, if my prediction's right, 46 goals in just 17 games. That would already be a goal per game for a Championship season, wouldn't it? Right, on we go. And it is West Brom versus Middlesbrough. West Brom versus Middlesbrough. Give me your detailed thoughts in, or just a simple prediction. West Brom draw Borough. West Brom draw Borough. West Brom squeak past Hull 1-0. And West Brom now are the best home team in the division. They've got a superb home record. 6 wins, 2 draws, 0 defeats, 20 points at home. Remember how Watford got up last season? It was all on the home form until about the last 2 months, 10 weeks or so of the season. Can West Brom do the same? Borough, not very consistent, as we keep saying, and back-to-back defeats. They lost at Luton 3-1 in the week. And we know Warnock, he throws his cards in. No draws, I think, in the last 11 games or something like that for Borough. He's not going there to draw. He'll either fall on his sword or he'll win the game, won't he? Look, the table, 3rd against 14th in West Brom's favour. In the form table, I have to say, West Brom 12, Middlesbrough 11. That actually favours Borough. Home and away, though, best home team versus 15th best away team, and very good on the XG and the goals for and against in the top 6 in all of those categories. West Brom, Middlesbrough aren't. Let's have a look and see what you lot are saying in this one. I am scrolling up to find it. Let's start with Catherine home, Chris home, MR home, Robert home, Simon home. Everyone's behind West Brom on this. 7. West Brom. Baggies just don't convince me. Yeah, but are they winning this game, OJ? Out comes the Joker for Pope. Baggies, 2-1. Baggies for Jack. It's heavily. There you go. 1-0 Baggies, 93. Jimmy's playing his 0-0 card. Let me get it out. Where's my picture? There it is. I'm not playing mine just yet. Or maybe I've given away my prediction for that one. Baggies. Yeah, look, let's click through these. You are resoundingly, there goes Iain on Borough. You're resoundingly behind West Brom. I'll go with you lot. It's boring again. The Parachute Cartel, 2 wins for them. Well, look, the Parachute Cartel have won 4, 3, and 5 of the last 5, each of them up the top there. Home. Let's bump those numbers up a little bit more, I think. And I tried to do this for the Middlesbrough Luton game, play the 2-0 card. I will play my 2-0 card here, though, and I'll play it in West Brom's favour. And you will get 7-1 over at betfair.com on 2-0 to West Brom. Go and get involved over there. Please gamble responsibly. And on we go to Coventry versus Bristol City. Get your detailed thoughts in, or just a prediction. Coventry draw, Bristol City. Coventry draw, Bristol City. Coventry lost the undefeated home record, didn't they? Big picture, things still look good for Cov. However, 1 win in 5, but they're back at the CBS for a second time this week. And again, we're talking about that ability to bounce back. Sorry, I'm having trouble with my earpieces today. I will try and be professional and keep going. Bristol City, well, they got all excited after winning the first home game in 10 months and then proceeded to go and get a bit battered by Birmingham and lost 3-0. They're not in good form either. And there's quite a disparity in the stats, actually, other than the homes and aways. Coventry, 4th against 9th in terms of the table. 14th and 20th in Coventry's favour in the form table. 3rd and 5th on homes and aways. Remember, Bristol City, strangely, have a very good away record, but Coventry have a better home record. And in the goals conceded ranks, Bristol City are in the bottom 6 there. In the XG, there's a big disparity as well. Coventry in the top 6 for that. Bristol City, 8 teams just outside the bottom 6. Let's see what you lot are saying on this one. Coventry and Bristol City. Let's go here. Some 0-0s coming out here. Well, Steve's gone 3-0 there. Home, home, draw. Home, home, home. Home, home, home. Nigel Pearson is going to be missing, and a home win for Cov. Cov, draw, Cov, Cov, Cov. Draw, Cov, Cov. Where else are we going here? 1-0 Bristol City. There we go. There's an away win in there. Coventry, Coventry, draw, draw, draw. A few people playing the draws and the 0-0s. A couple more 0-0s. Cov, Cov, Cov. Bristol City not kept a clean sheet in 10 games. Ouch, good stat. Solid, Pope. And with that being said, I'll predict that they're not going to keep one for 11 games. And sorry, Bristol City fans, home. And look, call me predictable, whatever you like, but I make the top 4 all pretty strong favourites in all of their games, especially when you actually look at the odds and the league table. Let's go for Coventry. And I don't see Bristol City scoring. So I'm going to go for a shutout. Let's plug 2-0 in for this one. Once again, you'll get 13-2 over at betfair.com on that one. Coventry 2, Bristol City 0 is my prediction. Let's go up to the seaside. And it's Blackpool versus QPR. Get your thoughts in on this one. Blackpool versus QPR. Detailed thoughts or just a simple prediction. Blackpool draw or QPR. If you haven't used your joker, you don't really need it on this one. But you still might need to use your 0-0 at some point. Although it's QPR, isn't it? So I wouldn't use your 0-0 on QPR. Put it this way. Get your predictions in. Blackpool draw or QPR. Blackpool gone great guns up into those playoff positions. Bit of a switcheroo though in midweek. Blackpool lose at home to Stoke. QPR win at Cardiff. And round they go. And it's now QPR in the top 6 in 5th place. And Blackpool ruthlessly dumped down to 10th. Only had one bad game. Playing very well though, Blackpool. 7 wins in their last 11 games. In good form nonetheless. The table is with QPR. The form table is with Blackpool, 4th against 10th. The homes and aways is with QPR. Blackpool only have the 16th best home record in the league. QPR have the 8th best away record, which will teach me for calling them flaky away from home. I suppose the elephant in the room is QPR score loads and concede loads. On the XG, neither of these teams performing particularly well. I suspect in QPR's case, it will be the fact that they give away chances and tend to concede from them. And Blackpool, they are overperforming their XG because their finishing's good, I think. And they've won a few games where they've not had many chances, but still in terrific form. Blackpool, let's see what you're saying in the chat. I will scroll up and try and find where we're going with this one. I don't think you need your joker in this one, do you? QPR 3-3 draw. QPR 0-0. Blackpool, QPR, Blackpool, QPR, 0-0. Blackpool, QPR, draw. 3 for Blackpool there. Another 0-0 in there. Why are people playing their 0-0s on QPR? I'm not seeing it myself. Blackpool, McCallum out until the new year. That's no good. Chair and Gray doubts. Too soon for Willock and Field back in the squad. Nice. Tangerines, QPR, Blackpool, Desmond. Blackpool bounce back. Home. Blackpool. QPR. I think Blackpool will shock QPR on Sky Sports 1. Yes, indeed, Eugene. At 5:30, I think, isn't it? QPR, Blackpool, QPR, Blackpool, draw. Very, very mixed in that one. And it's probably pertinent, OJ's comment at the end there with the Desmond. I think I might join him on that one. Draw, and we'll have a fun one. I'm going to go with the fact that QPR have scored 27 and conceded 23, and Blackpool are quite good, and QPR are quite good. That's probably not fair. They're both good. Let's take the quiet out of it. Let's go for a Desmond on this one. And Blackpool 2, QPR 2, 11-1 over on Betfair. A scoring draw. I will go for up at the seaside in the TV game. Should be a good watch if that is the case. On we go. Game number 6 is the Nathan Jones derby. It's Luton versus Stoke. Get your predictions in or detailed comments, or just give me a Luton draw. Stoke, Luton draw. Stoke. Luton have got quite good bounce back ability, haven't they? They had a draw and then had a win, and then had a loss and then they had a win. Getting good at home as well now, Luton. 7th best in the league there. Stoke had a bad run, didn't they? But last 2 games, okay, they should have beaten Cardiff, but they've got 4 points with that good win at Blackpool in midweek. Nathan Jones derby, like we say, table has Stoke by 2 places, 6th versus 8th. Form has Luton by 10 places, 6th versus 16th. Home and aways has Luton by 7 places, 7th versus 14th. XG has Luton by 4 as well. And Luton are high scorers, actually. They're in the top 6 for goals scored. And they're good at home, aren't they? It's the archetypal, well, other than Millwall, the archetypal difficult place to go, the Kenny, isn't it? Let's see what you lot are saying in the chat. Luton versus Stoke. Where shall we start? Here we go. Catherine, Luton, MR 0-0. Luton, Stoke 0-0. Luton, not of course Luton, LTFC fan. Say what you think. We try and make these predictions credible. Don't just go with the team you support because you love them. And you might just think they're going to win, but no, of course, about it. Draw 0-0, 2-1. Joker, you don't need your Joker in this one, guys. It's 6th against 8th. Luton draw 0-0. Stoke, Luton away. Stoke have been underperforming up to now. Luton draw. Luton to overpower Stoke. Luton. Stoke look good when they don't look rubbish. I know exactly what you mean. Draw, Luton, Stoke. Luton, fairly mixed. I am going to go with Luton. So I am going to hit the button here that says home. I just think Luton are a bit more consistent than Stoke at the moment, aren't they? I know in terms of resources, you'd have Stoke all day long, but it don't work like that in the Championship, especially not when Stoke are concerned. Let's go for both teams to score. Let's go for a 2-1 in this one. Luton 2, Stoke 1. Betfair will give you 17-2 on that one over at betfair.com. Please gamble responsibly. And we will head into Wales. And it is Cardiff versus Huddersfield, the former set play kings against the current set play kings. If you know, you know. Cardiff at one point were bossing it from set plays. And then they started losing every week. 9 defeats in 10, only 1 point in 10 games. Cardiff are in rank abject. I don't know what words you describe it. Worse than relegation form. Liquidation form. Shouldn't joke about that in today's financial landscape, of course. So I do take that back. Cardiff aren't playing very well. You take my point. Huddersfield have scored 20 goals this season, and 10 of them have been from set plays. But surely, in a set play Kings game, Both sides know to defend them as well, don't they? Who knows? So Cardiff lost at home to QPR, didn't they, midweek? I think that's like 6 straight home defeats for Cardiff. They are the worst home team in the division. And in the form table, they are the worst team in the division as well. Just 21st in the table because of that pretty good start under Mick McCarthy. I think they had 8 points in the first 4 games, didn't they? Problems for Cardiff in both nets as well. They're in the bottom 6 for goals for and the bottom 6 for goals conceded as well. So it's open for Huddersfield. But can Huddersfield go in there and win? I don't know. They dropped out of the playoffs, didn't they? Form table 13th. So middly. It's not an obvious away win, despite Cardiff's very, very poor form. Let's see what you lot are saying in the chat here. Where shall we dive in? 1-1. 2-0 Huddersfield. Draw. Cardiff haven't scored at home since August. That's horrific, isn't it? Joker Cardiff. Yeah, you will be needing your Joker on Cardiff in this one. 14 places difference in the table. Huddersfield draw. Cardiff with a Joker there. Draw. Huddersfield. A few Jokers on Cardiff here. Maybe some weird regression to the mean from them. Desmond. Combs using the 0-0. Cardiff draw. Cardiff another Joker. Cardiff draw. Cardiff. Interesting. A few people think questioning the validity of Huddersfield's top 7 position here. Let's get through. No manager trounce. There we go. New manager bounce. No manager trounce. I like it. 6 straight home losses. 1 point from a possible 30 for Cardiff. No good. But I think Cardiff are going to get a point in this one. I can just see everyone being happy with a draw in this and going into the international break. So I'm going to hit that button. Draw. Look out for the set plays. Look out for Sorba Thomas. But I think this one screams 1-1 to me. I've been right before. I've been wrong before. I'll be right again. And I'll be wrong again. There you go. Has that covered all the bases for those people who like to moan about my predictions? 1-1 is 5-1 at betfair.com. 5-1, Cardiff 1, Huddersfield 1. And we are going to move on to Millwall versus Derby. Get your predictions in. Millwall draw, Derby. Millwall draw, Derby. Bit worried about Derby now, I have to say. They got the 12-point deduction. The fans really rallied behind the team, turning up in big numbers at all the games. The team looked very stoic and, not very attacking, but not conceding many and not losing many. Couple of, very decent wins. But now a drop-off is happening that is not viable with a 12-point deduction. It's probably unfair on Rooney to say, but you literally can't go, 4-5 without a win with a 12-point deduction. You've got to be so consistent throughout the season. You basically have to be, what do we reckon? You've got to be sort of 15th place worth to finish probably 21st with the 12-point deduction. We think over the last 10 years that is the metric, and Derby have just dropped off a little bit. Millwall are in fine form, 5th in the form table over the last 6 games. Millwall, they don't score many, but they don't concede many. And Derby also don't score many, but don't concede many. So you could feasibly play your 0-0 over in this one, and I would not be surprised. The table gives it to Millwall heavily. The form is with Millwall. The homes and aways is with Millwall 12th to 20th. The XG isn't massively impressive for either, but it's with Millwall. And the idea is probably a low scorer, isn't it, given these two? Let's see what you lot are saying in the chat. Where shall we start? We'll start with Steve. 1-1. Mill. 1-1. Mill. 1-1. So the Millwall or a draw so far. Mill. There's the 0-0. Millwall in stoppage time. Draw. Millwall. Draw. Millwall. Derby with the Joker. 0-0. Mill. A drab, boring 1-0 win. Gary Rout would not find that drab or boring. He would love that, wouldn't he? 2-1 Mill. 0-0. 0-0. I can't read that, David. I'll get demonetized. Derby, Millwall. Natives are growing restless in Derby, worrying times. Getting to be worrying times at Derby now. Agree with all of you on that. Home and home. Look, I think I agree in the main with most of you. I'm going to go for a low scoring home. I'm just worried about Derby. Millwall in good form. The numbers say there's not going to be many goals. So let's plug in a clean sheet and a 1-0 for Gary Rowett, which could well have Millwall in the top 6, depending on other results, if they can pick up a win. And Betfair think that's very likely. Look at that, only 9-2. That might be our shortest price yet. I think it is so far, isn't it? 9-2. Millwall 1, Derby 0 over at betfair.com. Right, here we go. Blackburn versus Sheffield United. Get involved in this one. Blackburn draw, Sheffield United, Blackburn draw, or Sheffield United. Poor old Blackburn. 2-0 down and a man sent off, and it goes 3-4, 5-6-7 against Fulham in midweek. And Blackburn had been with a nice +7 goal difference, hadn't they, prior to that? That's wiped out, and now they're in the top 6 for most goals, and they're also in the top 6 for most goals conceded. Sheffield United just can't quite get going. And I've been here before with sort of year one parachute teams that don't quite get going, like Stoke a couple of years, well, for the last 3 years, basically. And I keep saying they're going to come back, and they never quite do. I wonder if that'll be Sheffield United this season. Get your predictions in. Blackburn draw, Sheffield United. Blackburn draw, Sheffield United. It's just not that impressive when you look at the numbers. The table, 12th and 16th in Blackburn's favour. The form, Sheffield United 15th, Blackburn 18th. Homes and aways, Blackburn 11th, Sheffield United 13th. We could get goals. That's one thing. What have we got? 50 goals in the games for Blackburn and 44 for Sheffield United. So 94 in games between these two, times by 1632. So yeah, it could well be an over 2-goal game in this one. And the XG is fairly middling for both of them, 9th and 11th. Let's see what you lot are saying in the chat here. Can we get the bounce back from Blackburn after 7-0? There we go. 3-3, Blades 4-3. 1-1 draw. 0-0. Get that 0-0 out. You need it. Joker on Blades. No, you don't need your Joker on Blades. They're only 4 places below, aren't they? Away. Blackburn draw. Blackburn bounce back. Draw. Blades. Blackburn. Blackburn draw. Blades. Sheffield United win. Sorry if you can hear the fireworks out there. It is November the 5th, isn't it? Remember. Blades draw. Blackburn hurting. Big response. Home draw. Blades. I am going to dust it off. No, it's not my 0-0. Here it comes. And I said earlier, you don't need your Joker on Blades. I'm going to play mine on a high scorer, I think. Let's go for a ludicrous prediction. Let's go for a 3-2 away win to Sheffield United. My Joker is firmly in hand on this one. So I'm fairly fireproof. 22-1. How about that? Blackburn 2, Sheffield United 3. If that comes in, well, someone please back it. 22-1 over at betfair.com. Blackburn 2, Sheffield United 3. And my Joker has been played. Let's move on. And it is Birmingham versus Reading. Your predictions in for this one. Birmingham, we've seen a definite trend up since the end of the international break, and sort of Harley Dean going out, finding a place for Troy Deeney up front in the team. Unlucky defeat, I thought, against West Brom. 0-0 draw. And then, is it 3 straight wins for Birmingham? Yeah, they are in a nice moment. And Reading, I wrote on football365.com today, it's streaky Pauno, isn't it? 6 games relegation form, 6 games promotion form, and now 4 defeats on the trot. So if they don't win this one, it's going to be pretty much 6 games of relegation form. Again, they're going like that. Up, down, more downs than ups, basically. Get your predictions in. Birmingham draw, Reading. Birmingham draw, Reading. Table has Birmingham by 5, Form table has Birmingham by 11. Homes and aways has Birmingham by 3. Reading are in the bottom 6 for goals conceded, but Birmingham are in the bottom 6 for goals scored. Will one assist the other? Possibly. Which way? I don't know. In terms of XG, Birmingham are miles ahead. It's 6th versus 22nd. Let's see your predictions. Birmingham, draw, or Reading. Where are we gonna land on this one here? Let's start with Dan, who's gone for Blues, or has Catherine as well. It just says home. Away, draw, home, Blues. Marko Mitrovic, not that one. And Michael Morrison will again lead Reading. Slim chance that Drinkwater and Halalovic might be fit. 19-year-old Terrell Ashcroft will continue at wing back until Yidam's back. So some injury issues as well on top of that for Reading. 2-1 Blues, 2-1 Blues, Blues, draw, Blues. Blues. Banker, says Mr. E, who is a Reading fan. Blues. Time for Brom to crash again. I misread that. There we go. Some injuries for Birmingham as well. Blues and Deeney, home win. Joker on a 4-2, draw. Let's just click on all of these. Bang, 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 bang. There you go. Sorry if it didn't get read out, but they all got on the screen. I'm going for a 4th straight win for Birmingham, which would be a 5th straight defeat for Reading. And I'm going to go home. Birmingham to keep on moving with Didi and McGree, even Hogan, brother, in good form. What score do we reckon? Reading, I always say they've got good technical players. I always back Reading to score, to be fair. So I'll stick a 1 on there, and I'll stick a 2 on there. 2-1 Birmingham for me. 7-1 you will get over at betfair.com on that one. Right, 2 to go. And our penultimate game, good word for a musician, is Nottingham Forest versus Preston. Forest versus Preston. Get your predictions in. Forest draw, Preston. Forest draw, Preston. Preston were our team of the round in midweek after their win away at Bournemouth to end that undefeated 15-game record for the Cherries. Forest still haven't quite got going at home under Steve Cooper. I think you new manager Bouncers. Well, that's surely done now, isn't it? 2 points in the last 3. He just needs to get moving at home. The away record's very good for Forest, isn't it? Preston, that was only their first away win of the season, I believe, against Bournemouth. So, yeah, they've won one away game, but essentially the most difficult game they could have had against the league leaders. Make of that what you will. It's all very tight with the numbers, I have to say. 17th versus 15th in the table in Preston's favour. 7th versus 9th in the form in Forest's favour. Homes and aways, 19th against 23rd in Preston's favour. Nothing to write home about in scores and against. XG 17th and 14th. All feels fairly tight. Either a draw or a narrow win for either side. Let's see what you're saying. Forest draw, Preston. Forest draw or Preston in this one. What have we got? Let's start here. Dan, can't see Forest scoring. 2-0 North End. There you go, 2-0 Forest. Reverse that around. Forest, Preston, draw. This one's mixed, isn't it? Preston, scoring draw. Another one for Chris there, scoring draw. Preston, Forest, scoring draw. Preston, draw. Forest, draw. Forest, draw. Forest, draw. Forest, draw. Mental energy from Preston to overcome fatigue. 2-0 home win. Does it? Or is that an away win? I don't know. Forest there. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm getting it out. Not that. I'm getting this out. There it is. I've got to play it at some point, haven't I? 0-0. Let's play my 0-0 on this one. So I'm going to touch nothing over on the Football 365 predictor. Have a look there on the right. 13-2 you will get for a 0-0 draw. Mr. Warnock and Mr. Dyche will be loving it and shaking hands Will it be 0-0? We will find out. I don't know, but I've got to play it somewhere, haven't I? Forest 0, Preston 0, 13-2 over at betfair.com. Okay, last one. Oh, it's a lovely one as well. Barnsley versus Hull. How about that? 22nd versus 23rd in the table. Get your predictions in. Barnsley draw or Hull. Barnsley draw or Hull on this one. Barnsley, by God, they won a game. I think it was like the first win in 14, wasn't it? Or 13? I can't remember. No, 14, wasn't it? They won the second game of the season against Coventry, didn't they? Under the temporary, the caretaker manager bounce, if you will, of Joseph Laumann. Or would that be the new manager bounce if he does become the new manager? I don't know. Or is it only the new manager bounce when it's the... Yeah, it's stupid, isn't it? Let's move on. Hull are not very good. I think they've lost, I don't know, something like 6 on the trot, isn't it? And only Derby and the obviously 12-point deduction is keeping Hull off the bottom. It's absolutely rank when you look at the numbers. In the table, 22nd versus 23rd in Barnsley's favour. In the form, 22nd versus 23rd in Hull's favour. In the homes and aways, 20th versus 22nd, this is awful, in Barnsley's favour. And both teams are in the bottom 6 on XG, and both teams are in the bottom 6 for fewest goals scored. Who knows, hey? Can Barnsley pick up back-to-back wins with their caretaker manager bounce? I wonder. Let's have a look and see what you lot are saying in the chat. Barnsley. Hull have not scored an away goal since the opening day. And they scored 4. Goodness me, ridiculous. 2-0 Reds. Carlton Morris back. Excellent. Home, Barnsley. 3-0 Hull. Oh, well, go and get on that at betfair.com and you'll make bank. Oh, dear. Come on. Need your jokers with some of these. Go right. Barnsley, 0-0. Barnsley, home, 0-0. Ben, how is this one not the 0? Don't worry about my predictions. Put your own in. You can play your 0-0 if you want. Don't fret over mine. All a bit of fun. Barnsley total charge has begun. Yeah. Away. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Okay. Barnsley draw. Barnsley draw. Away. Barnsley. Anybody but Shop bounce. Well, yeah, quite, Chris. Yeah. Home. Barnsley. I'm with you lot. I'm going to press for the last time. Home. Which would be 6 points in 2 games for Barnsley. I just think they'll have a little bit of oomph in them and Hull won't have a little bit of oomph in them. And I think Barnsley are going to get the win. And let's call it comfortable. Let's call another 2-0. I know I've had a few, but there we go. 17-2 over at betfair.com for a 2-0 win for Barnsley in this one, which would sink Hull further down. And if Cardiff don't win and Barnsley do, then Cardiff would be in the bottom 3 with both of those sides, Barnsley and Cardiff, looking for a new manager. There you go. We have made all of our predictions. We'll do a little bit of Q&A if you're up for hanging around for 5 minutes. I'll run through all the predictions in just a sec. Do me a favour if you're still here and hit like wherever you're watching. And please hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And keep those comments coming. We'll go for some Q&A now. So if anybody's got any questions, get them in the chat and we'll answer as many as we can. Here are my predictions. Have a look down the bottom there. Oh, quite low odds for me this week. 10,000 to 1 for my 12. I'm sure we've had about 10 times that before. Cardiff, Huddersfield, we've gone for a draw. Bournemouth, Swansea, we've gone for Bournemouth. Blades, Sheffield United. Sorry, Blackburn, Sheffield United. Sure Sheffield United couldn't lose against themselves, could they? I've gone for the Blades. I've gone for Barnsley over Hull. Coventry over Bristol City. A draw between Forest and Preston. That's my 0-0. Millwall, Derby, I've gone for Millwall. Fulham to win again at the Posh. Luton to beat Stoke. Birmingham to beat Reading. West Brom to beat Borough. And Blackpool and QPR on the telly to draw. Now, what you need to do, if you're signed up with your email over at Football365 on the Championship Predictor, submit my predictions and hit confirm. By God, and they'll all go in. We won't look at the leaderboard. We'll do that on the review show because I just look silly. But I'm getting there. Slow and steady wins the race. I'm sort of outside the playoffs at the moment, but ho-hum, I'm the host. I can't win, can I? Hey? Right, let me know if you got any questions, and we'll do a little bit of Q&A. And where shall we start here? Simon, have you watered your plant? Yes. And okay, there were a couple of dead leaves, to be honest. I could probably take that one out as well. But yes, I have watered the plant. It does look perkier. Chris, asked the $64,000 question. Yes, I am working a game for Upside Sports tomorrow. So I will be slumming it at Manchester United versus Manchester City at 12:30. My apologies to EFL fans. I got to make a living. So I'm going to be at Old Trafford again tomorrow. So no super stream or watch along tomorrow. But I will, of course, be back on Sunday with the review show for all the championship games at 7 p.m. And Dearly Departed will be on Monday morning. Daniel, if we win, do you think we should give Laumann the job? I don't know. I don't know enough about him. To be fair, I've not really known enough about any of the Barnsley managers that have been hired over recent times. No, I'm not sure they should give him the job. I don't know whether that's just a little cling at the Ishmael era, and it's not Ishmael, is it? So, no, I think they should go all in on somebody else, whoever that is. We've probably never heard of, but they've probably worked in the Austrian Bundesliga. Who do you think will be your dream Cardiff new manager? I think I know what that question means. The dream Cardiff manager, I don't know. I think the Cardiff fans would say Craig Bellamy, wouldn't they? That's the name that always seems to come up. But yeah, we'll see who comes in there. Barnsley and Cardiff still open. Is it true that Sir Bobby left Ipswich for Newcastle United? No, that's not true. Sir Bobby left Ipswich for the England job in 1981, 82 at the start of that season before the World Cup. Where is the upset tomorrow? I've got no blooming idea. We got a few predictable ones, I have to say. What is the most correct results I've got this season? Simon, you can check out all of the info on the leaderboard over there. Did I like your prediction for Wolves last week? Yeah, if you got it right. Tremendous stuff. Sean, still hoping for Alex Neil. Who's that for? Is that for Barnsley or for Cardiff? I think Alex Neil will be linked with both. After the Patreon question, Rangers got a clean sheet. Every clean sheet's like a Christmas miracle. Explain the Joker. Well, everyone's allowed to play their Joker, aren't they? Any result you think might be a bit of a surprise or something you can't really explain the logic for, but you just have a feeling you can play your Joker on. Couldn't they have sent you to one of the big... Well, yeah, exactly. Looking forward to seeing it. Looking forward to seeing Phil Foden play and Cristiano Ronaldo, of course. Keep your questions coming. I'll keep answering them. Am I confident Ipswich will get promoted? No, of course I'm not. Absolutely not. No, Ipswich are playing very well at the moment. They've got 20 points in 10 games. So they're in promotion form. Obviously, they started the season badly. I can see what Paul Cook is trying to do, but League One is hard. There's still a chance, they could get to the playoffs and lose in the playoffs or just miss out on the playoffs if they do have a bad run. They haven't given themselves too much in the way of margin for error. So, no, I'm not confident, but I was very impressed with what I saw in midweek. Stephen, what's my score for the Manc Derby, seeing as you're there? I think we're going with an away win on that one, aren't we, for Pep and his boys? Probably Man City by 2. Is Ben HD going to go see Tarafton? Yeah, check out, I think we ran it down Ben HD's channel as well. In our Championship 365 big debate, I nominated Ilias Chair to organise my stag do in a very silly debate, but that did involve a trip over to Morocco. So, yeah, go and check that out down Ben HD's channel. And if you do want to hear myself, Ben HD, and the guys from the second tier, you can now get a 2-week free trial over at the Planet Sport Network. there is a paywall, but there's a 2-week free trial now. Make sure you sign up on a Tuesday, though, and then you'll probably get 3 shows worth, won't you? So check that out. That's my pinned tweet. What else are we saying in the chat? Sean, can't wait for a big game. Tomorrow will be bouncing against Oakwell. Easy Man City win. Hoping for a Cancelo hat-trick. Isn't he a left-back? We'll see. That'll be good for your fantasy team. Thoughts on Xavi being the Barcelona manager? Well, it's very romantic, isn't it? He was a brilliant, brilliant player for Barcelona. Loved watching him. However, I hope it's not just the romantic choice, and I hope it works out for him because he was obviously iconic player. Probably he and Pirlo, probably the 2 best deep line playmakers of recent years in European football, world football, really, when you say that. Isn't it? Keep questions coming. Enjoy my day tomorrow. Well, yeah, I'll enjoy the match. I won't enjoy the long drive up there. But hey, there's worse ways to make a living, isn't there? Huh? Damien, how was my heart rate for the 4-1 win? My heart rate was not good for that because it's Ipswich and because of the way Wycombe play. Wycombe are good. They like hem you in. They get the long balls in. They're physical. You know, they're a good side. And with it being 3-1, I just thought if Wycombe nick a goal, it's going to be everyone forward and very scary. So my heart rate was not good. But look, find me a fan of any team who's super, super confident when their team's less than 3 goals up, hey? Daniel, do I play FPL? I tried last season to do fantasy football and try and do a show every week. I just didn't have the time to add it into the pantheon of shows that we already do. So, no, I don't. I would love to have the time, and if we streamline things and got it moving, maybe. But no, I don't see myself going back to fantasy football anytime soon. Right, any more in the questions? If not, we will zip off. And, check out, go and give Upside Sports a subscribe. And I'll be on there. There's some good interviews we did at Leicester Arsenal. If you're interested in that stuff, I know we've got a lot of purely Championship fans here. But if you want to support my work, go and hit subscribe over there as well. Thank you, everybody, for watching. I'll be on Upside Sports tomorrow, and I'll be back here live 7 p.m. on Sunday night. I don't think we can do it in the middle of the day, can we? Is there a Sunday game? I think it is evening time for us with this. Sorry, I'm just going to check right now. Oh, do you know, we could do it at lunchtime. Maybe I'll put a poll out. So I might be live at lunchtime on Sunday. But let me know when you want to see the live show. And I will see you all very soon. If you're saying thank you, I'll put them all up in the advert. Appreciate it massively. Hit like before you go. And enjoy your weekend's football. Good luck to all your teams. Get involved in the Championship Predictor over at Football 365. Thank you to betfair.com and Football 365 for partnering us on this show. Head over to betfair.com and have a little tipple. Please gamble responsibly. 18 plus only. BeGambleAware.org. And, of course, Football365.com for all my writing and the goddamn Championship Predictor game that you love. One more shout out for our fan sponsors, Donovan Brothers, who sponsor in memory of their dad, Dennis, and brother, Mike, both sorely missed, cheering on Millwall from above. And it's a lovely big over and out from me. See you soon. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button to see more videos from this channel. Hit the subscribe button and to be notified every time we upload. Ring the bell for those notifications to come through on your device. If you really want to support the channel and me as a content creator, I will be eternally grateful if you head over to the merch store and grab something, or support over on Patreon, patreon.com/Benjamin Bloom. Thank you for your time. Go and watch another video.